When a true divine feminine meets a true divine masculine, they give love and relationships a good name. So the 5D Mystic Enlightenment Functional Adult will know all about it. And again, we're woo-woo pseudoscience for those who don't believe in mystics. And I'm woo-woo pseudoscience besides the mystic part, because I bring human, spiritual, and spirituality elements together. What I want to begin with is any person who still engages in risky behavior and with a default mode network that is only on when they are in their threat zone is a person who's a maladaptive child. They still have trauma charges and are more lingering. So that is not a true divine feminine or a true divine masculine, not because of the being a truth, but the characteristics of each of those energetic embodiments, which by the way, we all own our own divine feminine, the body, divine masculine. But you'll notice if you are a divine feminine, you're the one who's going to be able to be aware of it. But I do know that there are people who also use the frequency and the word masculinity, femininity. Okay, so divine is not because of the monotheistic entity called God. No, divinity descends upon you because of you being able to be an integrated brain. And that's because of consciousness being available to you by you having your inner human well-being. In fact, if you overflow with humanity, divinity descends. So true divine masculine has the capacity to be emotionally aware, accountable, and not seek high risk to keep their trauma alive. And so that means they don't create a pity party. They don't do the, we're all fucked up, so I might as well keep my attachment wounds going on. No, none of that. That is teenager land, where instead of getting the behavior identified and saying, okay, now I'm going to be going on a journey of love, because love is when the oxytocin gene hormone is on. And so your body, like mine, actually releases oxytocin gene hormone stuff when we're securely attached. I am, because I'm good with being myself, because I did not lose, thanks to my mother and my home being safe, I didn't lose my inner child. So I already know I'm using my 3-year-old right now. And when I get really passionate, you can tell the tone changes. And every person, they can't lie, they can't lie about what they are feeling. And when an inner child is not healed and they are consistently utilizing their default mode network with their threat response, we will know that they're uncomfortable somehow. And it's very unfortunate, because they only create a connection with others based on arousal that is trauma-based. We're going to talk about this, okay? So you can heal the traumatized self. You can heal childhood developmental trauma. You can heal charges. We all have them. Healing is 4-step process. The trauma charges, if there's fragmentation and more, then it just takes a little bit more of effort, time. Okay, but again, using the Pinocchio with ears and tails, people on Elsa's journey, so 4D mystics, Cusco's squirrels, and anyone who thinks of fucking in the garage and shooting things up. And just a random example, there's this song I really like, and this couple, all they're doing is adrenaline rush. I'm like, wow, they don't know how to be out of their survival mode. So their body is not going to live longer. They actively have a default mode network that is going to come online only when they're traumatizing themselves, and they don't even know that their 0 to 8-year-old would love for them to come home and witness. And basically what that means is when you witness your mood, your reactivity, you get to begin a journey. So there are those who make a very big deal about it, and then there are those of us who just chit-chat about it. A true divine masculine will not need to be lectured. A true divine feminine neither. They're aware and open to their humanity. Okay, that's number one. So even in the absence of being yet completely whole, which means that you have moods and traumatizing stuff that comes up. I'm trauma and attachment informed. That's why I'm also a pseudoscience lady, because I get good education, but I forget the specifics, okay? Again, integration of brain. Left, chit chatter. I am in control. No, I master. It's me. It's oneness. Okay, oneness consciousness, 5D Christ consciousness, walking, talking, embodying. Forgiveness means not resentment. It means I know that you have a heart, and I choose consciously with my heart, open-heartedly, that no matter how you behave, how unkind you may be to me, I will not treat you, not even a little sliver of how you have just treated me. Because if I'm thinking, wow, that's unkind, then I'm going to know that's unkind. I will not do that. Oh, and it's not because I'm trying to, by the way, get some gift. You'll notice a 4D mystic, when they say, I'm so generous. Why do I feel so deeply? Why does everybody take advantage of me? And there's your blamer who turns into victim, who turns into squirrel, who's in the codependent type relationship. And now they're the good person in their story. And guess who the other person is? We're not generous because of some star. True divine feminines and true divine masculines. It's because magic works through every person, and it's because every person was a 0-1-year-old. So if you're confrontational and you got an attitude, it's okay, 3-year-olds. So the grown-ups are like pachas. We know what passion is all about. Okay, so on that note, when we meet true divine masculines, divine feminines, it's really fun because we don't do the healthy boundaries of ego-sensitive people. We actually have fun and are completely independent with our little interactions or big interactions. What I really love are the passionate conversations that come about. Okay, so true divine masculines complement a divine feminine, a true divine feminine. I'm going to stop saying the whole true thing. Hopefully you've understood. It's when you're healed. Your inner child, if you reparent it in the years it takes for 1, good therapy, 2, personal development. If you go, I don't want to do it, the personal development, and you then say, oh, I don't need therapy. I'm going to keep on doing high risk shit because that's what adrenaline rushes are all about. Yeah, okay. You know, what's really sad is people don't know until they start to move into embodying their true self. When they do, as I've been shared before, there's the ability to notice the difference of your own energetic imprint. See, I only know what is pure consciousness because I did not lose the innocence of my inner child, because when I was an adolescent, I saw not true divine anything. So I saw you give love a bad name. Yes, and that's all the people who are not healthy self-worth human beings. And so those divine masculines, they need good therapists. Same thing goes with the divine feminines. Anybody who's shaming, blaming, faulting, or revenging, and that doesn't know passion, and that thinks that, again, movies that are action-based are actually anything related to passion? Yeah, not really. Okay, so what empowerment is, I show up fully and completely, which means that I'm a pacha and I get to chit-chat with you. And then I'm also a conscious lover and I want to be passionately invested in the relationship. And we're not afraid to share, okay? But functional adults, we talk to each other because it's easy to love you because it's easy to love myself. So again, the many paths to enlightenment are still, you're a human. If you think being a human is a curse, you're not going to get to that enlightenment, which is why we got Zen masters who have spirituality be more. So they put spirituality on a pedestal, humanity down here, and that's why you know you got an adaptive child. Because the only people who have anything on a pedestal are human beings who don't own their 0-1-year-old. Okay, so true anything really when you ask a divine feminine, because I see people using words. Believe me, I'm pretty sure I've used words, and I will as well in the future, that I'm not completely embodying or understanding, but I will accept and acknowledge, you know what, okay, I used it wrong, for example. But in the meantime, for relationships, they're very straightforward because they're easy. And again, we all have divine feminine and divine masculine. So for those who are their inner child, it's easy for me to be myself. Come on over for inner growth, get that mindset going. It's your chit chatter. So making up the excuse of, no, I can't control my words. No, you just don't want to. It's fine. You have emotions coming up. You'd rather spend it on a wheel of karma, doing your 0 to 8-year-old, calling it life, making it even seem like you're doing something fantastically fabulous. Meantime, I'm over here with my embodied brain being in a restorative embodiment, and I'm extending my longevity. So again, human love, it's a choice. So is human suffering. And Zen Master saying, you can't be enlightened. There's laundry versus, it's called window of tolerance and window welcome. And it's called, if you work with the 3 pillars of the mind, you can work on integration. And if you can't achieve it, the good therapist can support us. And yes, there's the good ones, those who are whole, those who stay updated, not the ones who think, oh, I got 1 degree and I know everything. I support you with personal development. I'm going to consistently get educated, and none of these truths are, one thing set in stone. I'm trying to make a point. But when we meet DF and DMs, it's always love and it's always expansion of relationships.